I'll tell y'all right now, this one right here, this is about to go deep. All right? So buckle up, Buttercup, because we finna go in. Hey, listen, I know that you have sat and you have believed and you have listened to all the lies for long enough. You believed it when they said that you were not good enough. You believed it when they said that you were not the right height. You believed it when they said that you were not the right color or that you were not the right complexion. You believed it when they said that you were not pretty enough. You believed it when they ignored you and turned their back on you. You believed it when they said that you were a failure. You believed it when they said that you were lazy. You believed it when they said that you were not good. You believed it when they said that you have been defeated. That you believed it when they said that you're just a victim. You believed every single bit of it. And since then, what you have done is you have taken all of that. You have taken all of that negativity and now you're owning it and you're treating it as though it's the truth. Cancel it. Come on now. Cancel it. We're not going to believe that. We're not believing that any longer because none of that is the truth. You are blaming yourselves for the way that you operated. You're blaming yourselves for the way that you moved. You're blaming yourself for the way that you responded to other people, how you interacted with other people. And now you're looking at it as like, that was not good. You're blaming yourself for being that bully. Let me tell you where that comes from. If you are in that space right now where you're thinking that you are a bad person, that you're no good, that you're worthless, if you're in that place right now, number one, I want you to know that every single bit of that is a lie. All of that is a lie. But you're blaming yourself because of a situation that was beyond your control. A lot of times when we say things that we know we shouldn't say, when we do things that we know we should not do, that's not you. That is the hurt child that is still inside of you. That's who's doing all the talking. That's who's making all the moves. That's who's making all of the decision. A child. Oh, it's an adult body. You're an adult by age. When they look at your birth certificate, they see the date. You can see the year that you were actually born, and you are looking at the year that you're currently in right now, and you adding it all up. Like, okay. All right, so yeah, I'm 45. I'm 50. Yeah, I'm getting on up there. But that's not you. That's not you. That is not the mature 45-year-old. That's not the mature 50-year-old. That's not the mature 60-year-old. A lot of times the decisions, the moves that you make, the decisions that you make, how you treat, how you interact with other people, how you show up or choose not to show up, it is because it is that hurt child who is still inside of you. That hurt child who has not been given the opportunity to heal. Because you were just growing. You were growing up, getting older, and did not stop to take the time to realize, you know what? That hurt child inside of me, let me stop for a minute. Let me take care of this right here. Let me take care of the little me. Because it's that little me inside that is making decisions for the big me. A 50-year-old person, a 50-year-old body whose decisions, whose choices, whose actions, whose behaviors are actually being made by a 7-year-old little girl, by a 10-year-old little boy. Because that's who's making the moves. That's who's making the decisions. It's a grown-up body, but it's a little person's mind. It's a little person's mindset. And it's all because you just didn't stop long enough to heal the inner child. It's okay to stop. It's okay to slow down. It's okay to look at yourself, to reflect and be like, wait a minute, why did I say that? wait a minute. Why did I do that? I know that's not right. Why am I talking like this? Why am I hanging out with these people? Why am I making moves like that? It's okay to stop and to give yourself time to heal. It's okay to stop and to give yourself that space. Give yourself some grace to realize, you know what? I got some work to do. I told y'all this is going to be a real one. This one's going a little bit deeper than the way they usually hit. But it's all for your good. It's all for your good, because I see that right now you're making moves. You're making boss moves. You're making grown-up moves. But it's based upon the mindset of a child who has been hurt. It's based upon a child who has not been able to heal. That child who felt rejected. That child who grew up in a household with only one parent. A child who grew up in a household not feeling the love because one parent was missing, so there wasn't any love from that side. Another parent had to work to take care of everything, so it was lack of love fell from that side. That child, because that's a hurt child. The hurt child who sits around or who sat around and saw all their friends around them talk about, hey, mom and daddy, they're going to buy me this, or mommy and daddy, we get to go here with mommy and daddy. And so then you're wondering, why don't I get to do that? What's wrong with me? Why am I not good enough? Why was I sitting on the porch waiting for somebody to come pick me up? Sitting there thinking that daddy was going to come through and take me to the park. Or sitting on the porch and thinking that, oh, mama's going to get off early today and we're going to go do something special. But when mama got off early, mama was tired because she had just pulled a 16-hour shift. That child. Because that hurt that little child. That little child felt like they were not loved. That little child felt like they were abandoned. It's that same little child that may have been on the playground and while everybody else is playing like kickball and it's time to pick teams. That child that was always chosen last. And so they started a relationship with rejection. They started that feeling, that root of that seed of rejection was planted at that time. They felt rejected. They weren't always the first picked. As a matter of fact, they was always the last that was picked. Or that hurt child, that hurt little boy or little girl who felt like they were not the right color because people always called them black. People always called them ugly. People always said that they're not good enough. People always said, why you talk like that? People always like, why you act like that? What's wrong with you? That sentence right there, what's wrong with you? All of those are seeds. And so then you grow up. Your body is growing, but that little child was never healed because none of those things were ever addressed. None of those issues were ever resolved. Those feelings were ever resolved. You never got a good understanding of why you feel that way. And so now you're operating as an adult. But the decisions that you make are still based upon that hurt little child. Oh, you want to go for that. You see that position that's posted. Now, you don't been to school. You've been trained. You have the skill set. You have the experience. You want to go after it. But that rejection seed is still inside of you. And as a matter of fact, that rejection seed has now started growing up, has now blossomed. Because now you've had several experiences with rejection. So because of that, because of your relationship with rejection, you're not going to go for something that you know you can do. Because they just might tell you no. They just might tell you no, and you don't want to feel that. You've had enough of rejection. You've had a lifetime of feeling abandoned. You've had a lifetime of feeling rejected. You've had a lifetime of feeling unloved. Why don't they pick me? What's wrong with me? They used to say it, what's wrong with you? And now you even saying it to yourself. Listen, you're none of that. That's not who you are. That is not who you are. You only are who God says that you are. You are only who God says that you are. And even when you felt like that you were not loved, when you felt like you were abandoned, his word says that your father and your mother may have abandoned you, but I will never forsake you. That was a mind-blowing word, scripture, Bible verse for me when I first crossed those words. What? You mean I've been feeling this way all this time, and that's not the truth? The truth is that God has been right here with me the whole time. Even on some of my darkest days when I felt like I was in this world, but I no longer wanted to be in this world. Wait, he was there? He was there. He was there for you. He was there for you when you thought that nobody heard your tears, when you cried yourself asleep. He was there for you when you had to step away and you went into the bathroom and you're holding your breath not to let the sound out because you don't want anybody to know that you're crying. You don't want anybody to know that your feelings have been hurt. You don't want anybody to know, so you holding it all in. He was right there every single time. And as a matter of fact, his word even says that he caught every tear. Every tear has been caught. He was right there the entire time. So that little child inside of you, of the adult person who's making the decisions based off that little person's mindset, let me tell you something about that little person. That little person is still loved. That little person is a masterpiece. That little person has been saved. That little person is blessed. That little person has been favored. You're going to be okay. You are going to be okay. But we can no longer make grown-up moves based off of off of a childlike or a little person's mindset. Because whatever you are believing about that child inside of you, whatever it is that you've been telling yourself about that child inside of you, it's not the truth. If it is not what his word says who you are, it's not the truth. Hey, y'all, look, I'm Dr. Tam. I'm your empowerment coach. Now, listen, I told y'all from the jump that this one was going to hit a little bit deeper. This one was going a little bit harder. But I hope that this blesses you today to give yourself some grace. Allow yourself to heal. It's okay to slow down. Because when you begin to address the issues, when you begin to address the hurt, when you begin to address the pain, it is only going to make you better in the end. And once you pick up all those broken pieces and you start rebuilding and you start seeing yourself for who you truly are and who you have truly been created to be, then the world is limitless for you. You have endless potential. There is so much that you are going to go on and do. There's so many great things that you're going to do because he has placed greatness inside of you. But in order for you to go and get it, let's make sure we're taking care of the little child inside of us as well. All right? Hey, look, I'm Dr. Tam. I'm your empowerment coach. If you're looking for a community of Christians who are overcoming fears and self-doubt, and who are now believing who we are, who God sees us as, and we see ourselves as that now. If you're looking for that community where you will be encouraged and where you will be motivated, I want you to click the link below click the link below, and I want you to schedule a call, because I would love to have a conversation with you about the coaching programs that I offer, and even more, I'm going to tell you even more about the community where you can come in and actually truly be a part of our community. In this space, we heal together. In this space, we empower one another. In this space, we are restored to who God has truly created us to be. I would love to have you a part of our community. I'm telling you, this is going to make the difference for you. This is going to make the difference between the way you live life and the way you see yourself right now and the way you have truly been created to be. I'm Dr. Tam, your empowerment coach. I'll check in with you soon.